Hello, I'm Philip Stoten for EMSNow. I'm here at Apex 2013 in San Diego, California, and I'm joined by Rich Heimsch from SuperDry. Rich, good to see you again.
Nice
Always a pleasure to chat.
Nice to see you.
Give me a little update on what's happening with SuperDry in terms of technology and how that fits into the demand specifically here in North America.
The moisture-sensitive device management technology has been led by European assemblers. A couple of reasons: preponderance of automotive companies and RoHS. Lead-free completely changes the game when it comes to the needs for moisture management. There's still probably only 40% of the paste consumed in North America that's lead-free, so it isn't quite as pressurized. The other issue is that it's not an end-of-line defect problem as often as it is a latent field failure problem. Okay. So it's the people with extreme responsibility for product traceability, liability that were the first to really grasp the importance of it. As a result, MSD management in North America is probably where ESD was 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, maybe you had a ground test, maybe you wore a heel strap, maybe you didn't, maybe there's some yellow tape in an area. That's certainly not the case anymore. And gradually getting processes in similar levels of control for moisture management are now beginning to. The advantage that the North American assemblers now have is they've got this 6-year advance of
development and technology ready.
So now they've got we've got a totally mature replacement for their baking ovens.
Okay.
So not only can they safely store, they can replace a baking oven at the same speed, at a 1/10 of the running cost, at a 1/4 of the purchase cost, and it's incredibly eco-friendly on top of it. So it's a really it's an exciting time to be in the market with that business.
And you mentioned the automotive industry as an industry that's driving that. Is that the industry that's going to draw this technology into the US as well?
No, I don't think so. I point out the automotive industry because automotive electronics is a very fundamental driving element of European electronics.
Of reliability,
it's a big
quality,
percentage. It's a big percentage of the total dollar value of European electronics is automotive. And so, if the biggest percentage segment has this kind of demand, it's going to be a higher priority. Other OEMs that in this market, as it becomes a priority, will move the chains, and certainly medical electronics and military has always been. Military actually for another reason besides reliability, and that's because of long-term storage, obsolescence. Another thing that's driven the interest is that it's not just for people who have to keep parts for 10 years, the way military, even more than 10, and automotive do, but if product life cycles now shorten, even an average product has a problem of 5-year field support without being able to manage otherwise obsolete components.
And as you say, if field failure is the issue rather than end of line, automotive, military, field failures are catastrophic, not just expensive.
If your handset gets an intermittent, it's got an intermittent. Your ABS stops working, your airbag goes off by itself. It's a different level of problem.
It's a different level of bad day. And in terms of what you're doing here, what you're promoting here, you have new products here. We kind of associate SuperDry with the development.
Yes, because the baking solution or the baking alternative is still, there's nothing like it. It's a fully insulated cabinet running something you could literally run in your living room. It's that low in energy consumption. Replace a massive oven with something that could sit in your living room and run there is just a big difference. Some of the other things now that are going on as far as next generation is we're building big full-size rooms for people to wheel feeder carts into, to wheel, as well as robotized rooms with Scara robots putting trays of parts into drying areas and taking them out at the right time, putting them into a storage area, keeping track online of inventory, movement, and the condition of parts throughout the cycle. So it's a very, it's a dynamic.
Yeah.
Which is, it's in some cases, by some measures, a little unusual. It's not; they're not iterative kinds of changes.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some big changes in the outlook.
Yeah.
And we certainly this week have already, in just a few hours, seen a much more aware visitor come and say, I have this issue. I got, now I know I have the issue. Now I'm ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
And what are my choices?
That's the problem with field failure, isn't it? It's kind of a latency that's out there when you ship the product and you're unaware of, and it's going to come back to bite you. So if they're aware of it, they're going to take care of it. Yeah. Rich, sounds like exciting times ahead for SuperDry.
Yeah,
Thank you very much
Pleasure.
for stopping by.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Thank
Bye
you.
now.